Well, the aging process is something that you can relate to, right? If it's you, if it's someone that you love. So what are some important facts that you should be aware of when it comes to getting older? Here to tell us more are Dr. Doug Beach and June Taylor. So happy to have you both in studio today. Thanks for being here.
And please call me Doug.
You got it,
Thank
Doug.
you. I appreciate it.
You got it, Doug. So first, let's just start with the obvious. What is the Western Reserve Area Agency? And talk about the impacts on aging.
Let me have that one.
Okay.
It starts back in the 1960s with the Great Society programs, and of course you had Medicare and Medicaid, but the third wheel, as we try to talk about it, is the Older Americans Act. So everything's from Meals on Wheels to senior center activities to transportation, anything that helps a senior age independently in the community, and what we think it allows them to age better and healthier and be healthy for a longer period of time.
That's great. Yeah. It really is. Do you feel like through what you're doing, are people ready for the aging process, or is it something that's like, poof, it's now upon me?
I think, Holly, people really are surprised by the aging process. Most people aren't prepared, but a lot of people are prepared, and they are prepared because they get their homes prepared, they get their automobiles prepared by perhaps having a utility vehicle that is a little bit higher, it doesn't have lower seats. Their homes are prepared because they make sure that they have the right sort of handles available for their bathrooms. They're adjusted properly for them. They have chairs with arms. They're making sure that really that they have sturdy furniture. They've really taken an inventory of the things that they need in advance, and they're really ready. So they're not surprised.
And I'm glad you bring these things up, and you could both chime in here, because I think of our seniors and I think of, you know, the impact on their health, things socially, you know, being lonely, social isolation.
Yes.
What would you say?
Well, we know from, there's a study that came out about 10 years ago, and it suggests that social isolation is as difficult on a senior's health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day.
Now that says so much right there.
And what we find is that if we get people integrated in a community center, a senior center, a church or mosque or synagogue, often that's the best place for them, and they have a more productive and happier life.
You're staying active, you know, being around people. My grandpa is 94 years old, and he doesn't stop, you know, and I think that that's so much of his success. So mental state, we kind of have that down. What about diet?
I think diet plays a huge role in that too, because your family can support the diet piece too, Holly, by making sure that they have the right foods. Your family meals play an important role as well. Dining with your family, having perhaps more of a plant-based lifestyle. I think there are a lot of studies that have shown, Holly, that really having meat maybe 3, 4, 5 times a month perhaps is more optimal than having meat more often than that. And really surrounding yourself with family and having that meal time with someone else is so important as well.
Gift.
It really is.
It's a beautiful gift.
And we're on the other side of that as well. With our Meals on Wheels programs and some of our Medicaid programs, what we find is that food insecurity is a definition from the USDA, but Cuyahoga County is the second worst county in the state for food insecure seniors. Wow. So it's tough.
Well, coming up on March 17th, there's going to be a levy that voters are asked to, you know, think about here. Talk about the impacts of that.
Well, Ohio's interesting to the extent that most states use general revenue monies at the state level to help pay for senior citizens' purposes, whatever they may be. Ohio expects the local area to do it. So we used to have local funds that went to cities that don't go to cities anymore. We used to have a general revenue fund in Columbus that was $16 million, now it's $7. So all those things added together, and the fact that the Older Americans Act has not been increased in many years, all those go together means that we have a huge deficit here that county is trying to fill.
Well, and we all want to help, and I know you watching want to too. We only have 30 seconds left, but what would you say is the greatest need here in Northeast Ohio?
Meals and transportation.
Meals and transportation.
Yes, both of those areas.
And everyone's able to help out, right?
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah. Through the levy, go vote on the 17th.
Yeah, St. Patrick's Day. It's an easy one to remember.
That's right.
And here's all the information to get in touch with the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging. They're located right on East 13th Street. And you can call them directly at 216-621-0303 or go to their website at areaagingsolutions.org. Thank you both for talking today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's good to have you.
This segment of It's About You was furnished by the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging.